You are absolutely gonna love these 9 patch quilt patterns. Okay, there are 10 of them total. All of the patterns are below, and I want to know which one's your favorite. Okay, this one is the Crazy 9 patch block. It's by All Sorts, is who created the pattern, and it would be perfect if you've got a ton of scrap fabric, which we all do, hanging around. You just cut it in different. Her instructions are so easy to follow. You just cut it in different ways and then sew it. This would be super cute as a kid's quilt, or just a fun for the bed, if you just kind of love that crazy look. Okay, so super fun. This is the Disappearing 9 patch quilt block. It's by A Few Scraps. Again, the instructions are super easy. Um, and again, if you've got scrap fabric, this is a perfect way to use these up because these are small blocks and would just be super fun to mix and match with. This is the black and white. Duh, right? But you don't have to use black and white if you're like, I don't really love the black and white. Just get two coordinating colors. This is a super great beginner quilt pattern because it's got a lot of squares and then it's got just a couple of triangles in the middle of it. So super easy if you're kind of newer or you have a little bit of a hard time with your seams. One little trick with that, get you a seam guide. It's magnetic. It goes on your sewing machine. It just lines up your fabric, and this has been a life sent to me. So check that out. Here's another really super beginner. This is literally just squares. So you could do a fat quarter bundle if you're not great at mixing and matching fabric, or if you have leftover fabrics from different projects. This would be a great one. This is the 9 patch quilt pattern block by Stacy Lee Creates. I love simple. I love when I can just sew squares together. Just my perfect world. This is the Disappearing 9 patch by All Sorts. Um, I I think these particular colors would be so cute for a little boy's quilt. But you can switch them. Like you could do more neutral, or you could do some pinks, or just your favorite colors. I think, again, if you're not great at picking out colors, then go get your fat quarter bundle and you'll be perfectly ready to make this quilt. This is the Fading 9 patch by Timeless Quilt Designs. I'm a sucker for red. I love the reds in this, with the burgundies and the creams. So pretty. And again, it's super easy for beginners because it's just squares and rectangles, which is just the easiest thing that a beginner can do. Okay, so, and her instructions are really super easy to follow. Okay, so you'll love this one. This one's a little more complicated. Okay, you got to get really precise with your points here, or it's going to look a little bit off. Okay, and then you're going to be cussing at things. Okay, but this is the Pinwheel 9 patch by Kimberlyn Farms. The pattern is really easy to follow. She gives a lot of tips in there. And honestly, if you just this might be a good one to work on your precision. If you get it really, really good, give it as a gift. If not, then it's something to snuggle up in. Only you'll know that your points aren't exactly right on point. Here we got the Quad 9 patch. This is by Fabric 406. I love the colors of this. Like, it's just kind of a fun quilt. I do think that trying to get the green pieces cut out, maybe a little bit intermediate, a little bit more than, just a beginner. But here's one little tip. If you have a Cricut machine, you could put that in there and let it cut it, and then they would be precise. That's kind of my trick if I'm trying to figure out shapes and I'm not the best cutter and they're not always straight. I use the Cricut and just mass cut out all of them. And then we've got the Groves of Garden. This is by Moda Bake Shop. I love the colors that they picked. I'm not usually a muted type color, but I think this is super pretty. And so I think this would be just a pretty baby quilt. What do you think? Baby quilt? Maybe? I think so. And then finally, look at this blues, and it's got a little bit of purple. This is the Lost Nine patch. It's by Becky Quilt Designs. I love how she's kind of color coordinated the border. It just kind of all matches, right? Like if you could find a fat quarter bundle that had like all one color kind of close to it, like in the same family, this would be a really pretty quilt to make. So anyway, I hope you loved all of the 9 patch quilt patterns. The patterns are below so you can take a better look at them, and I hope you have fun making them.